Yo bro, welcome to my stream, good to see you here. Right, let's do this. Right, Liara is supposed to be here somewhere.
Found another one. Yeah, the guy's a character too.
Hello, Shepard. Nice to see you. I missed this place. It's good to be off ship for a while. Hello again. Hello, Shepard.
She's nice. What? Invisible wall here? Why? Oh, come on!
Her name is Tasha Poray. Of course. P-O-R-A-E. No, I realize you can't tell me where she was deployed. Can you inform me if she's under orders not to communicate with her family? It's been a while since I heard from her. Uh-huh. But I would be contacted if she were injured, correct? Yes, I'm listed as her bond mate. Yes, I can hold. Her name is Tasha Poray.
Weshra, I have an audio log for you.
For me? Where did this come? Oh no. Oh, Tasha. Thank you for bringing this back. At least I know what happened.
It's Pepe hands, like total. Poor girl. Hey, James has no girl. He could at least, he could at least go and comfort her. Why is it always up to Shepard to do this?
Welcome to Elcos Combine Arsenal Supplies.
Please visit any of our Elcos Combine affiliate branches for any, and welcome to Kanala Exports. We appreciate your visit.
Right, we did this, so I believe, yeah, we need to check out Huerta Memorial Hospital, and that's it. We go off to the mission. Jacob here.
Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
He's still here.
Something else?
I'm glad we had time to talk.
Me too. Gotta take the moments when you can. So true. And Shepard, thanks again for getting my people out alive.
Take care, Jacob.
This.
You too, Shepard. I'm thinking about you out there. Stay safe.
Yes, General Corellius should make a full recovery.
He's already awake and responsive.
Yay!
Forces continue their assault on Asari space, claiming the Nimbus cluster.
Journal. Oh, we get new codex entry.
Admiral Stephen Hackett Jacob Taylor is a human biotic and was once a Cerberus operative working under Miranda Lawson. Born in 2157, he began his career as a Systems Alliance Marine and served as a member of the Corsairs, an arm's-length program for operatives working outside of Alliance jurisdiction. Taylor survived the Geth attack on Eden Prime, but left the Alliance afterwards because of what he perceived as unresponsiveness in the face of aggression. While working for Cerberus, Taylor thwarted a plot by Batarian terrorists to unleash a bioweapon on the Citadel. Soon after, he was assigned to Project Lazarus, the Cerberus effort to reconstruct Commander Shepard and the Normandy stealth frigate. Following the project's completion, Taylor accompanied Shepard through the Omega-4 relay to destroy the Collectors. He survived that mission and has since left Cerberus, although his current whereabouts and affiliations are unknown.
Council races. Asari are the Tiakshi. Demon of the Night Winds are Asari suffering from a genetic disorder preventing conventional melding of nervous systems during mating. Instead, are the Tiakshi electrochemically ravage their partner's nervous system, in extreme cases leaving victims as vegetative invalids or corpses. Asari psychologists regard this incapacity for metal fusion as preventing the development of empathy, leading to psychopathy. There is no known cure. The disorder generally begins in infancy, reaching full pathology during maiden, adolescent sexual development. While seductive and sexually driven as other Asari, Artiachi are congenitally sterile. Ancient Asari mythology held Artiachi as gods of destruction, depicting them as villains of countless legends and as the anti-heroes of numerous Asari epics. Contrary to popular belief, Artiachi are neither extremely rare, around 1% of Asari dwell on the Artiachi spectrum, nor are they all murderers. Most cultivate and discard countless exploitative or abusive relationships during their legally marginal lives. Despite rumors of Artiachi syndicates, by nature Artiachi are incapable of long-term cooperation. As a disproportionately wealthy species, Asari employ their economic reach and media ownership to hide the Artiachi pathology from the galactic community, placing most Artiachi in monitored work programs or seclusion. Only the most aggressive cases are sentenced to sanitaria and prisons or to the execution lists of justicars. Find the ciphers. Chemical treatment. Chemical burns. Cacliosaur fossil. Reaper code fragments. Target jamming technology. Hades Nexus, Obelisk of Karza. A researcher needs the Obelisk of Karza to help with Crucible project. Recover it from the Hades Nexus and deliver it to him in the Presidium Commons. A refugee suggested that a Prothean sphere could be located near somewhere on Gai Hinom in the Hades Nexus. Locate the sphere and inform the man at the Citadel refugee camp. Rings of Alune. An Asari consultant on the Citadel needs the Rings of Alune. Find them in the Cillian Nebula and return them to her at the Huerta Memorial Hospital. Well, we've got our work cut out for us.
Spectre status recognized. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
I've got your briefing, Private. Let's fill you in before the squad arrives. The Alliance
It's a low-gravity planet, toxic atmosphere. You'll be expected to maintain full survival here. Any questions?
Commander? Commander?
Let's go! The fuck, where is it? Why can't I jump here? Hades Nexus. We're not in Hades Nexus, we're at Hades Gamma. Athena Nebula. Yeah, let's go to Athena Nebula. I think I saw one. That's where Thessa is. I can't remember if I read anything of all that, so we're saving the game and reading. Corinth. Wrapped in a crushing haze of hydrogen and methane, Corinth is named for an Asari goddess of war and hunting, the two being similar in the Asari mindset. The planet is particularly bright in Thessa's morning and evening skies, enough to cast noticeable shadows on moonless nights. Understandably, warriors and hunters operating at night were grateful for Corinth's blessing. The planet was never heavily exploited for minerals. Early Asari explorers focused on the asteroid belt, and by the time robo-mining machines were created that could withstand the intense heat, more lucrative planets were already on the star charts. Modern charts record several scientific stations orbiting the planet, but it appears that all have been destroyed by the Reapers. Orbital distance 0.45 astronomical units, orbital period 0.3 Earth years, radius 4,103 kilometers, day length 57.5 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 69.95 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 734 Celsius, surface gravity 0.32 G. Thessia. The Asari homeworld has been called the crown jewel of the galaxy, the apex of democracy and the beating heart of galactic love. Its republics have a remarkably low incidence of war, disease, violent crime or famine, riding a stable economy backed by wealthy colonies and Thessia's vast Element Zero reserves. Traces of Ezo in the water and soil are so common that most life on Thessia has adapted to its presence. Thessia's fortunes have been upended by the Reaper assault. The communications infrastructure that forms the backbone of the society's e-democracies has been eliminated. Millions are without power, water or food, and move to coerce the Asari into widespread surrender. This is a necessary part of the Reaper strategy, since Husk alone have difficulty disarming or capturing a population full of biotics. Population 5.5 billion, population orbital stations 33,000, population estimates are pre-invasion. Orbital distance 0.94 astronomical units, orbital period 1.9 Earth years, orbital radius 5,940 kilometers, day length 27.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.96 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 25 Celsius, surface gravity 1.1 G. Piaris. The lifeless sister planet to Thessia lacks water or oxygen. It is covered instead with deserts, the air a mix of carbon dioxide and ethane. The manageable temperatures and gravity on Piaris led to heavy exploitation for mineral wealth in the beginning of the Asari space age. Today, Piaris is largely mined out. Piaris is named for an ancient Asari goddess of death, who was not seen as a malefic figure, but as one who guided Asari spirits on their final journey. From her home in the stars, she could grant an Asari who had lost a lover the ability to restore them to life in another body. This legend, heavily modified, formed the basis of a recent highly profitable human Sims team called Nekia Corridor. The Reapers targeted Piaris from orbit, its population too small to bother harvesting. Wreckage of the old domed cities and spaceports dot the landscape. Orbital distance 1.75 astronomical units, orbital period 2.3 Earth years, radius 5,984 kilometers, day length 35.5 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 2.94 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 61 Celsius, surface gravity 0.9 G. Let's check the asteroid belt. Lucen. A large reflective asteroid, Lucen is almost visible in Thessia's night sky and was discovered soon after the Asari developed optics. When the space age finally arrived, the rocky asteroid was among the first to be mined for its valuable deposits of platinum group metals. Lucen is named for the servant of the goddess Athame, who besieged the goddesses for the gifts of pottery, forging and biotics. Lucen then sailed the sea and sky, teaching these gifts to mortals. It is said that the aging, powerful matriarch begged Athame for the gift of prophecy so she would see whether the Asari would prosper in the future. Athame refused, prophecy being hers alone, and when Lucen tried to steal it from Athame's silver jars, Athame struck her down. The Reapers have so far ignored the mining facility on Lucen, as it offers little strategic value and it is far from the system's mass relay. Orbital distance 3.4 astronomical units, orbital period 6.3 Earth years, radius 556 kilometers, day length 35.4 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature minus 100 Celsius, surface gravity 0.1 G. And since it was ignored, probably there are some teams we could save. Janiri is a hydrogen helium gas giant, named for an ancient Asari goddess of seasons, storms and agriculture. With the advent of the Stiari religion, Janiri's holy day, Janiris, became largely secular, but it is still celebrated on worlds with Asari influence. During the Reaper attack on Thessia, the Asari Armada used Janiri as a staging base for their hit-and-run attacks on the invading Reapers, striking, jumping to FTL and to lose pursuers, and discharging the static into Janiri's magnetic field as they prepared for another attack. This forced the Reapers to mount a counter-offensive to drive the Asari away from the planet using ships that would otherwise have been hammering Thessia itself. Orbital distance 6.6 astronomical units, orbital period 17 Earth years, radius 54,704 kilometers, day length 8.8 Earth hours. Athame. is a hydrogen helium gas giant with spectacular rings. The planet's apparent magnitude varies when seen from Theseus based on atmospheric conditions and relative distance. With the ancient Asari, the mysterious star that shone in some months and disappeared in others was linked to fortune, and so it was named Athame, after the matriarch of the pantheon and a goddess of prophecy and fate. Athame's worship changed over time, eventually becoming the basis of monotheistic religion in which her maiden, matron, and matriarch aspects oversaw all stages and roles in Asari society. When Asari says by the goddess, they're referring to Athame. Like Janiri, the planet Athame served as a rally point during the Reaper invasion, where fleeing Asari ships could discharge their drive course so they could make another FTL jump. The Reapers were forced to chase the Asari away from the planet, buying Thessia valuable time. Orbital distance 13.3 astronomical units, orbital period 48.6 Earth years, radius 64,549 kilometers, daily length 18.7 Earth hours. Tevura is a hydrogen methane ice giant with a core of frozen ammonia and trace hydrocarbons. The world is named for an ancient Asari goddess of love, sex, travel, and law, spheres of influence whose overlap initially baffled human xenoanthropologists. Asari reproductive instincts are strongly exogamous, and before alien contact, their instincts sent the Asari roaming outside their kinship groups to avoid mating with relatives. The journeys necessitated a system of rules governing guests, fugitives, and alliances, all watched over by the goddess Tevura. The Reapers have ignored Tevura so far, its science station and moon-based mining equipment offering little strategic importance. It is likely that the destroyer will eventually be sent here to exterminate any civilians. Orbital distance 24.4 astronomical units, orbital period 120.9 Earth years, radius 26,655 kilometers, daily length 15.5 Earth hours. Right, now we've read everything here. Let's perform some scanning frenzy. Huh. No Reapers means that there is no point in scanning at all.
Signal confirmed.
Oh, really? What have we got? Asari Cruiser Seabayan. 100% SS recovered. Nice. Found a cruiser. Let's see it.
Commander Shepard.
Private Wester White. I couldn't read that fast. I'm going the wrong way. Alliance 5th Fleet. Krogan power grids are supplying energy to Purgatory, allowing the club to operate as usual, improving the morale of soldiers on shore leave. Alright. Asari 6th Fleet. The 6th Fleet has more dreadnoughts than any other collection of ships in the Asari Navy. An almost superstitious dread has grown around its entrance into conflict, as any war with the fleet has never remained small. It was the 6th Fleet that flew against the Rachni in the beginning of the Rachni Wars, and it was the 6th Fleet that liberated the first colony under siege in the Krogan rebellions. Unfairly or not, its service people have a reputation for being sober, serious, and humorless. Nevertheless, the 6th Fleet is a welcome sight for any ally when it arrives. The Library of Asha contains definitive works by Asari on the art of war. These texts have been distributed as a standard training manuals to all Asari recruits. 130 points in total, nice. 30 points for a cruiser? Huh. The Seaban is an Asari cruiser-class warship. A mix-up during the cruiser's construction left it with an unusually large drive core, and engineers redesigned the ship around the excessive power source. The Seaban unusually robust engines provided enough energy to generate kinetic barriers normally reserved for dreadnoughts. Cool. Total military strength 5,889. Good.
Commander Shepard.
I forgot to read her name again. The fuck?
Commander.
Trainer. Orizoi. We need to load. There was a star system lower than the one we chose. Oh hell. Tomorrow's Horizon, Latessa, and I can't see anything. Push. Tomorrow's. Lucia. The Krogan rebellions began in the Asari colony of Lucia. After centuries of unabated expansion, the Krogan finally forced the Council's hand when they tried to annex this world. Aware that in a generation Lucia could be a staging base for an invasion of Thessia, the Council came to the colony's defense. They cut the Krogan supply lines off at Thessia's mass relay and inflicted heavy casualties. The Krogan here surrendered, but others across the galaxy were enraged. Lucia became the catalyst for a much greater war. More than a millennium later, Lucia finds itself once again in danger. Though the Asari have lost the high ground of space, the colony-webbed defense grid remains at least partially functional. Land, sea and air forces are striking wherever they can, determined to resist until the end. Colony founded 505 BCE, population 2.2 billion, population estimated pre-invasion, capital Monoi. Orbital distance 2.6 astronomical units, orbital period 4.1 Earth years, radius 8,479 kilometers, day length 57.4 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.06 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 12 Celsius, surface gravity 1.2 G. Niagalon is a hydrogen-helium gas giant. The Reapers have destroyed its fueling infrastructure. During the Lucia campaign that started the Krogan rebellions, Niagolon was the site of Krogan overlord Krennic's ultimate defeat. As his flagship was discharging its drive core and undergoing repairs, an Asari commando team snuck on board and detonated resonant war bombs, sacrificing their lives to destroy the vessel through explosive decompression. Orbital distance 5.8 astronomical units, orbital period 14 Earth years, radius 58,382 kilometers, day length 10.1 Earth hours. Pronoia is a methane ammonia gas giant, notable for the large deposits of platinum discovered by Lucia colonists on its largest moon. Asari have been selling the precious metal used in some medical equipment to the Surta Foundation for less than its market value. The discounts may have single-handedly saved Surta from bankruptcy, a debt that is rapidly being repaid galaxy-wide through Surta's humanitarian efforts. The Reaper presence in the system has no doubt cut off supplies to the Foundation. Orbital distance 10 astronomical units, orbital period 31.8 Earth years, radius 16,105 kilometers, day length 11.1 Earth hours. Banis. The ice giant, Banis, is the outermost gas giant of the Tomorrow's system. It likely formed much closer to the system's star and migrated outward over time. A debris field of scrap metal near the planet suggests Reapers have been here. Orbital distance 19.9 astronomical units, orbital period 89 Earth years, radius 18,809 kilometers, day length 11.1 Earth hours. Were they that bored that they realized 11.1 Earth hours? What?
I found something.
Nothing here. Alright.
Faster than light jump 6.
2 points of interest.
I found something.
200 units of fuel. Asari cruiser Nefrane. Yeah, their fleet is scattered, alright. Let's see how many points we found.
Commander.
Pirate Campbell. Asari. Also 30 points. The Asari cruiser Nefrane is named for a lost city said to be buried in ice at Thessia's South Pole. The cruiser still carries scars from scores of Geth fighters it took on during the Battle of the Citadel in 2183. The crew refuses to have the scars removed, considering them marks of honor and a reminder of how close they came to annihilation.
Commander Shepard.
Westmoreland. Alright, Westmoreland. This time I did manage, although I'll forget by the next stream. Right, let's go to Orisoni. Sioni. Surface is a desert of lime streaked with sodium banks. The only real features of note are empty calderas scattered around the fault lines, suggesting Thisoni was once more geologically active. While average temperatures are near habitable, Thisoni has not retained a protective atmosphere and is thus a third-tier world unlikely to be terraformed. Orbital distance 1 astronomical unit, orbital period 1 Earth year, radius 6,039 km, day length 46.9 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature 55 Celsius, surface gravity 0.95 g. What, unlikely to be terraformed? But it can be. Neakal is a lush planet with an overabundance of photosynthetic life, leading to oxygen concentrations greater than on most garden worlds. This is tolerable for a few hours, but soon oxygen toxicity becomes a real danger. The starry colonies here use breathers and sealable buildings. Neakal's economy centers on agribusiness and biotechnology. Many genetically modified crops have their origin here. Aware that the Reaper's plan of attack is to bombard industrial cities and enslaved population centers, Neakal soldiers and civilians alike have retreated to the planet's impenetrable jungles. A terrestrial guerrilla war may not be enough to push the Reapers off the planet, but it has proven successful at immobilizing the enemy and forcing them to commit more resources here for little gain. Colony founded 177 CE, population 7,300,000, population estimated pre-invasion, capital Aurolis. Orbital distance 1.9 astronomical units, orbital period 2.6 Earth years, radius 11,397 km, day length 35.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 2.99 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 54 Celsius, surface gravity 1.27 g. Krala. After half the crew of Survey ship died in a freak accident, the ship's captain named this desert planet Krala, after an ancient Asari demon of misfortune. Krala is said to delight in thwarting carefully laid plans at the last moments, tipping apparent success toward utter disaster. Legends say that she only targets those whose plans are long in the making, an obvious warning against hubris for a race whose plans tend to stretch over centuries. Orbital distance 3.1 astronomical units, orbital period 5.6 Earth years, radius 5,879 kilometers, day length 48.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature minus 93 Celsius, surface gravity 0.57 G. A Gallic. The system's only gas giant has rings laced with the faintest traces of element zero dust, likely from an extrasolar asteroid pulverized by a collision with the planet's moons. Collecting and refining the ESO in dust form is a long and costly process. The Elkos Combine sought the mineral rights to a Gallic from the matriarchs on Thessia, but the Reaper invasion stopped any deal from going through. The equipment here is undamaged by Reapers, the attack on Neakal likely taking priority. Orbital distance 6.5 astronomical units, orbital period 16.6 Earth years, radius 69,039 kilometers, day length 19.2 Earth hours. Right, let's save the game and go for a scanning frenzy.
Signal confirmed. Faster than light jump successful.
Right. 2 or 3 points of interest.
Signal confirmed.
Asari research ships? Huh. Good news, everyone! $350 units of fuel.
Faster than light jump successful.
Right, let's see what we've gained.
Commander.
Hey, Campbell. $25 points as I see it. 35. Oh my god. The Asari scientists in Orisonic had isolated themselves to prevent academic and corporate theft of their work. They've been researching new polymers, looking for a material with high heat resistance and zero conductivity that is dirt cheap to produce. One of their prototype materials appears ideal for insulating the crucible's venting chambers. So it's really good, 35 points, that's nice. Real nice. 5,954 points.
Commander Shepard.
Westmoreland. Yalessa. Ilmnos. The once rich thorium reserves of Ilmnos have long been mined out, mostly by remote Asari drones that operate well enough in the planet's heat and trace atmospheric pressure. There is little reason to visit this harsh world unless further deposits are discovered. Orbital distance half astronomical unit, orbital period 0.4 Earth years, radius 6,528 kilometers, day length 22.5 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature 183 Celsius, surface gravity 0.83 G. Unless the hospitable nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, temperate climate and sprawling wilderness of Sunwest made the planet a popular tourist destination. Large tracts of untamed forest surrounding the capital drew in millions of sightseers, game hunters, and biologists. The Asari, mindful of how rapid expansion has damaged the ecologies of other planets, restricted settlements. After destroying the colony's navy and anti-air defenses, Reapers landed infantry units to subjugate the local population. Destroyers keep watch in orbit, the capital ships apparently elsewhere fighting bigger battles. Colony founded 544 BCE, population 975 million, population estimated pre-invasion, capital Ethii. Orbital distance 1.4 astronomical units, orbital period 1.6 Earth years, radius 7,484 kilometers, their length 51.8 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.96 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 25 Celsius, source gravity 0.95 G. Anything in this asteroid belt we can find? Yes, scanning frenzy will reveal anything. Zillium. The hydrogen-helium gas giant, Zillium once provided fuel for ships flying to and from Soundvest. The equipment here was noted for its efficiency. Business flourished in its orbital stations, which promised roomy bunks, hydroponic food, and attention from charming Asari hostesses while ships refueled. These stations are now blasted metal, there is no fuel, aid, or comfort here. Orbital distance 5 astronomical units, orbital period 11.2 Earth years, radius 63,511 kilometers, their length 9.8 Earth hours. Trikalon is a small rock planet that was home to a centuries-old Asari venture called the Tiri Super Collider. The massive particle accelerated and circled the entire planet at an orbital distance. When political sea change among the Asari republics led to funding cuts, human scientists stepped in with the credits and labor to finish the project, renaming it the Suskin Super Collider. It came online just days before the Reapers invaded the galaxy. When the Reapers entered the system, they dispatched a swarm of capital ships towards Trikalon, treating the Super Collider as a greater threat than the Asari naval fleet stationed at Soundvest. They blasted it apart, sending debris hurtling to Trikalon's surface. Several ships carrying Super Collider staff escaped before the Reapers hit. Orbital distance 10 astronomical units, orbital period 31.7 Earth years, radius 1,905 kilometers, their length 59.4 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature minus 87 Celsius, gravity 0.25 G. Well, just gravity, alright. It's not surface, it's just gravity. It's just gravy. Nausea. Scans show little of value on Nausea aside from sizable copper deposits near the equator. The only landmark of note is the wreck of a Krogan freighter, a remnant of attacks on the system during the later half of the Krogan rebellions. Orbital distance 18.7 astronomical units, orbital period 81.1 Earth years, radius 10,909 kilometers, their length 54.1 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature minus 146 Celsius, surface gravity 0.71 G. Saving the game for a scanning frenzy. Boing.
I found something. Evasion successful.
Alright, it can be done probably with one scan.
I found something.
What have we found? Asari engineers. Nice. 500 units of fuel. We're fully recharged. Nice. That's good to know. Let's see how many points did the engineer give us.
Commander Shepard.
Westmoreland. Is there a gas leak here somewhere? Could we attach an engineer here to deal with this? I also don't like the mess. Asari. 30 points for Asari engineers. Well, that's one cute engineer, I'd say. The graceful sword inspires the common to Asari architecture look deceptively delicate, but Thessia's palaces, universities and theaters have stood longer than most civilizations. Asari architectural engineers dispatched to the Crucible are testing the weapon's construction to make sure it can withstand tremendous amounts of pressure. If built improperly, stress could tear the Crucible in half upon activation. Booba. Right, we're almost at 6,000 war readiness amount of points. 5,984 points.
Commander.
Vernio. Nauti is a rocky planet with a crushing atmosphere. Thick clouds have created a runaway greenhouse effect, locking in the brutal heat from its yellow-white star, Vernio. Much of Nauti's surface is brittle rock with deposits of molten metal. Orbital distance 0.7 astronomical units. Orbital period 0.5 Earth years. Radius 10,081 km. Day length 54.4 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 78.03 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 1,300 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.42 G. Promaves. Within 3 years, Promaves will slam into neighboring planet Soterra and suffer an apocalyptic transformation. Asari explorers searching for life in Promaves hydrocarbon morass were relieved to find none. Promaves methane-ethane atmosphere is likely to ignite when it mingles with Soterra's oxygen, and both planets will shatter under the force of the collision. Orbital distance 1.4 astronomical units. Orbital period 1.3 Earth years. Radius 6,563 km. Day length 57.1 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 19.19 Earth atmosphere. Surface temperature 633 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.82 G. Why couldn't they push it? Soterra. Soterra's atmosphere retains a modest amount of oxygen, but it is too hot to support life that relies on liquid water. This is fortunate because projections show that Soterra will collide with Promaves, a planet crossing its orbit, within the next 3 years. The impact is expected to pulverize both worlds while forming new asteroids and moons. The Asari have constructed research stations at safe distances to record this rare event. Orbital distance 1.4 astronomical units. Orbital period 1.2 Earth years. Radius 5,069 km. Day length 22.4 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.62 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 219 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.71 G. Nothing in the asteroid belt. Polissa. is a ringed gas giant composed of hydrogen, helium, and traces of ammonia. It has 26 moons, but the ESR extracted the most valuable resource deposits from all of them long ago. The facilities have largely been forgotten in the face of greater excitement among the system's inner planets. Orbital distance 18.3 astronomical units, orbital period 60.2 Earth years, radius 51,136 kilometers, their length 15.5 Earth hours. Tritogenith. The Asari have set up research stations on the largest moon of Tritogenith, a gas giant, in order to observe the eventual collision of Promoves and Sotera. A Reaper troop transport can be seen here, indicating that the Reapers sent a small force to capture or kill the station's staff. Why they did not destroy the station outright is a mystery. It could be that the direct collision of two planets is so rare that even the Reapers wish to observe the results. Orbital distance 10.8 astronomical units, orbital period 27.3 Earth years, radius 52,103 kilometers, their length 11.3 Earth hours. Right, we will frenzy scan the system now.
Signal confirmed. Evasion successful. Reapers eluded.
Right, 2 points of interest.
Signal confirmed.
Fuel depot that was here, alright. We've refueled. Hesperia period statue. Right, 100% SS recovered.
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
I need to get to the embassies.
Yes, Commander.
I think I'm wrong. I think the statue is needed in Commons.
Elysium was attacked, but Alliance forces were able to evacuate all students. While the Alliance takes...
Let's go to Proceeding Commons. I think we need it there.
Recognized. 1 moment, please.
Oh no, I probably think it is needed not here.
Now arriving at Presidium Commons.
Thank you, EarthClan. My people are still afraid, but they are remembering who they are.
I think I know which project you mean. And I've got a Hesperia period statue in Bay D-24.
Commander Shepard, that's excellent news. I'll have it sent to that project right away. Thank you so much for your help. So, what were you able to pull from the inscriptions? Really? Excellent. I knew they'd find something. So, what were you able to pull from the inscriptions? Really? Excellent.
Time for you to go to bed. It's for me as well. Decuna. Right, let's go to the Normandy.
Sector status recognized. 1 moment, please.
We also got 15,000
Now
credits
arriving
and
at
some assistance
Have you
to
discovered a
Alliance
way to run
Engineer
FTL
Corps.
stations without an ESO core private to lobbies?
Thank you again, Commander. I appreciate the assist.
Let's quickly assess what we've gained, and then we'll raid out somebody.
Commander Shepard.
Westmoreland. Why isn't it blinking? The base of a Hesperia period statue is covered in Prothean writing. Translations have proven useful to engineers working on the Prothean device. Alright. It's not blinking anymore. Meaning that we've read it, a new addition to our Crucible project.
Commander Shepard.
Westmoreland. Well, we are over 6,000 war readiness points, so this is good news for us to go and raid out somebody. Let's do this! Right, who's out there to be raided out to? I need to close some of the tabs. There are too many in my browser. I wonder if Successful Loss is streaming. The last of her stream was without games. And this was a bit sad. Alright, who's out there to be raided out to? Cortesio plays Doom. Anyone else? Morgan Scorpion plays Star Trek Fleet Command. Kylie VT plays Elden Ring. Oh, she's going against the boss. Well, we could support her. Why not? After all, she played some interesting games from our past bros, so we're raiding out to Kylie VT. She's playing Elden Ring. Please give her some love, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye, till next time.